You know, if you're like millions of Americans, you'll be hunting for deals online this Cyber Monday. Once you're done buying that TV or a sweater, you can also make this season a little brighter for some people who may need your help. The charity organization World Vision has an online gift catalog featuring some very unconventional presents, but it can actually go a long way towards making life better for those in need. For more this morning, we're joined by Mindy Mizell. She's the Media Relations Director for World Vision. Mindy, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. You go to this website and you see things that you can donate, like a chicken or a goat or a duck. Like we said before, it's unconventional. How does this work?
Yeah, and I'm not a big Christmas shopper. I don't like Christmas shopping to get, already.
Right.
But these are all untraditional gifts, and it's actually fun. You can go online to worldvisiongifts.org, and what you'll see is exactly what you mentioned. Goats, cows, chickens, all these different gifts, and you think, okay, what am I giving here to?
Yeah.
Well, these are families all over the world who desperately need these kind of items. They don't need a new sweater at Christmas. They don't need a new board game. They need gifts that actually change their lives. And so last year I actually got to go on a trip for 2 weeks and saw firsthand how these animals end up really impacting real people.
And what did you see when you got there? Because of course it's one animal, and you think to yourself, well, how in the world does this one animal impact an entire community? But you say it does.
It does. In fact, I got to see the goats, which is our #1 most popular gift in the gift catalog. And the family that got that one not only gets milk from this goat, being able to produce that, but the manure actually helps them to grow a garden. And they grow a garden, they have banana trees that they're able to use, and the excess fruit that they have not only gives them food and sustenance for their families, but they're able to sell extra. And be able to get school supplies for their kids. And it just transforms their entire community.
We've seen commercials before where you can give $1 or you can give as little as this much a day to help a family in need. Now we're talking about donating these animals. It sounds pretty expensive. Is it?
It can be. I mean, really, the goat is our #1 item. It's $75. And I know some people would look at that and say, I can't afford $75, especially in this economy. But we have 100 items available on our gift catalog, and there are quite a few that are under $30. So what I would say is just encourage people to think about giving something that's meaningful. We did a survey this past year, and over the last few weeks we realized that 51% of Americans want to give an item that's actually meaningful this year. And so they're looking for ways to give a Christmas gift that actually is more impactful than just the electronics or clothing items.
And when you give that gift, you're getting something back too. You're actually learning how that gift made a difference.
Well, and you can even give on behalf of someone else. So if you don't know what to give your parents this year, your aunt, your uncle, and you want to give something that's meaningful, you can give almost twofold. You're giving not only to somebody internationally, worldwide, who lives in a very tough situation, but you can give that gift on behalf of someone that you care about and help them to understand how to make an impact in the world.
I think it's really tough sometimes when we're in this country and we're working and we're going on in our lives day to day to really understand what this gift does. I know this is something that you take very personally. You spent time in East Africa. They're suffering from one of the worst droughts there in 60 years. What did you see?
Well, you're right. I mean, you see a lot of these images on TV, and sometimes it's even hard to connect because you see it time and time again that there's a drought going on, and it's really hard to see how you're making a difference.
Or to make that connection, right?
Exactly. And so I spent 2 months in August and September out in the Horn of Africa, going from Kenya into the border of Ethiopia into Somalia as well, and it's extremely dry. And at World Vision, we focus on telling the stories of the most vulnerable, especially the children. And I got to talk to so many children who live in these areas who struggle on a day-to-day basis, not only to get food, but to get water and life-saving elements like this. So we have a new item this year in our World Vision gift catalog.
This beautiful doll.
Yeah, and this is Rahel, and she is a doll that's from Ethiopia. She's one of our 6 dolls that are now featured for our Heart for Hearts campaign. So if you give, and the minimum you have to give to be able to get this doll is $125. And I know that sounds expensive, but what your money does is it goes directly to benefiting the Horn of Africa. She's from Ethiopia. Rahel is just one of the 6 girls. We have other dolls from India, from Mexico, even some in the U.S. Now I know quite a few people here in the United States are also suffering. So, what I would say is go to our gift catalog online, because there are other items as well that benefit kids domestically. And this is exciting for me because, we want to benefit kids no matter where they live, especially if they need help. We've got school supplies that you can go online and buy.
And this is for children that are in
the
this
United
country.
States.
Right, because many people would say, you know what, this country is going through a tough time right now, and people need help right here.
Exactly, and we're sympathetic, obviously, to the worldwide needs, especially in the Horn of Africa, but we also know kids are suffering here in the United States. We've got school supplies, which kids also desperately need, food items, especially in situations where they can't even get food for their day-to-day basis. So I would just say go online, check out the website, worldvisiongifts.org. You can see a whole array of ideas. And if you have young kids, and I have nieces and nephews who I want to encourage them to give, and I want to teach them about children worldwide, take your family on the website. Teach them about what's going on and encourage them also to get involved.
It's an incredible lesson, and it's an incredible thing that you can do. Mindy Mizell from worldvision.org, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. And you can find out more or make a donation at worldvision.org.